Chosen ones, today we are going to talk about something that many ignore, but that can completely change your life. Your body is constantly sending signals. The back pain that won't go away, the tension in your neck that always returns, the fatigue that seems endless. And what if I told you that these signals are more than just physical symptoms? No, I am not saying that we should ignore medical treatments or that every pain has a spiritual origin. I am talking about something deeper. The connection between your physical body and your spirit. As a temple of the Holy Spirit, your body is a refined instrument, capable of manifesting what your soul is processing. Think about how many times you felt that tightness in your chest before making an important decision, or how your body becomes tense when you are carrying burdens that are too heavy. These are not coincidences. They are messages. They are ways our spirit finds to say that something needs attention. In the next few minutes, I will reveal how each part of your body may be carrying specific messages. I will show you how that persistent pain may be the key to unlocking areas of your life that need healing. How that constant discomfort may be pointing to situations that need to be resolved. This is not just another message about physical healing. It is about understanding the language your body uses to communicate with you. It is about recognizing that sometimes the remedy we need is not in the pharmacy, but in a deep understanding of what our body is trying to tell us. You will discover why your back hurts so much when you think about certain people, why your stomach churns in certain situations, why some pains appear at specific moments in your life, and more importantly, how to use this understanding to promote true healing, both physical and spiritual. Now activate the notification bell and subscribe to the channel right now. What I will share in the next parts could completely transform your understanding of your body and your health. Chosen ones, let's talk about that headache that won't go away. Have you noticed that it appears more when your mind is agitated? It's not a coincidence. Your head hurts because it is carrying too much weight. Not physical weight, but the weight of thoughts. You know when you keep thinking about the same problem 1,000 times? When you can't stop worrying about the future? When you keep replaying conversations and situations in your mind? All of this accumulates. It's as if your mind were a glass of water. It has a limit. When it fills up too much, it overflows in the form of pain. The Bible says, "Do not be anxious about anything." But how many times do you find yourself anxious about everything? Worried about bills, family, work, the future? There are so many worries that your head feels like it's going to explode. And do you know why? Because you are trying to control what only God can control. Many people take medication for headaches every day. The medication may relieve the pain, but it doesn't solve the cause. It's like mopping up water from the floor without turning off the faucet. As long as you don't learn to let go of your worries, the pain will come back. God does not want you to live with a headache. He wants you to learn to rest in Him. When Jesus said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened," He was also talking about mental overload. That entire weight you carry in your mind, you can give it to Him. You need to understand one thing. Thoughts are like visitors. They come, but they don't need to stay. When that worry arrives, you have a choice. You can let it settle in your mind, or you can give it to God. You can keep ruminating over problems, or you can trust that God is in control. The headache is your body saying, "Enough. I can't take this weight anymore." It's a sign that you need to stop and unload. It's not normal to live with a constantly heavy mind. It's not healthy to carry all the worries of the world. Do you want to know how to start changing this? First, recognize that you cannot control everything. Some things are God's work, not yours. Second, learn to let go. When that worry comes, stop and pray. Give it to God. Say, "Father, this is too big for me. Take care of it." Do an exercise right now. Take a moment. Breathe deeply. Place your hand on your head and say, "I give all my worries to God. I will not carry what I cannot resolve." Do this every time you feel your mind heavy. Start paying attention to what triggers your headaches. Is it when you think about money? When you remember a problem? When you think about the future? Identify these triggers and bring each one of them to prayer. Don't keep these worries to yourself anymore. God gave you a mind to think, not to suffer, to plan, not to torture yourself. When you use your mind the way God intended, it works well. But when you overload it, it protests with pain. Chosen one, you do not need to live as a hostage to headaches. You do not need to accept this overload as normal. Jesus has already paid the price for your peace, peace of body, peace of mind. Learn to rest in Him. Learn to let go of what is not yours to carry. Now reflect. How many times have you woken up with a stiff neck? That pain that prevents you from turning your head properly, that feels like there's a huge weight on your shoulders. Do you know why this happens? Your neck is speaking to you. The neck is like a bridge. It connects your head to the rest of your body. It is where we store everything we don't want to face. Every hurt you haven't forgiven, every word you swallowed without saying, every situation you pretend doesn't exist. All of this accumulates right there in your neck. Think with me. When someone hurts you and you say, "I swallowed that," where do you feel the tightness? In your neck. When you have to accept something you don't agree with, what becomes tense? The neck. When you need to hold back tears, where do you tighten? In your neck. It's not a coincidence. You carry in your neck all the weight that is not yours to carry. That argument that is past, but you haven't let go of. That person who hurt you, and you haven't forgiven. That situation you refuse to accept. It's too much weight for just one part of the body to bear. Many people spend fortunes on massages, medication, treatments. But do you know what will really relieve that tension? Forgiveness. Yes, forgiveness. When you forgive, you let go. When you let go, the weight goes away, and with it, the pain. A stiff neck is your body screaming. There are things here that need to be resolved. It's a physical sign of a spiritual problem. You can even mask the pain with medication, but as long as you don't resolve the cause, it will come back. Do you want to know how to start letting go? First, be honest with yourself. What hurts are you holding on to? What resentments are you carrying? What situations do you not want to face? Make a mental list. Then, begin to give each of these things to God. Every morning, before getting out of bed, do a simple exercise. Slowly turn your neck and say, "Lord, today I choose to forgive. I choose to let go. I will no longer carry what is not mine." It may seem simple, but it is powerful. The Bible speaks a lot about forgiveness. Jesus didn't say, "Forgive if you want to." He said, "Forgive." Why? Because he knew that forgiveness first liberates the one who forgives. When you forgive, you are not doing a favor for anyone. You are freeing yourself. Some people carry hurts from years ago. They carry resentments from decades. And do you know where all that weight is stored? In the neck. That's why it hurts. That's why it locks up. That's why it doesn't function properly. It is overloaded with things that should have already been released. Chosen one, you were not born to live with a stiff neck. You were not born to carry weight that is not yours. Jesus already carried all the weight on the cross, including the weight of hurts, resentments, and unspoken words. Start practicing forgiveness today. Don't wait for the person to apologize. Don't wait for the situation to change. Forgive for yourself. Let go for yourself. Release for yourself. Your neck will thank you. And do you know what else helps? Gratitude. When you start to be thankful, you change your focus. Instead of looking at what is wrong, you look at what is right. Instead of focusing on the hurt, you focus on the blessing. Gratitude is a powerful remedy for the soul and for the neck as well. Every day before going to sleep, thank God for 3 things. They can be simple things: the air you breathe, the bed you have, your family. The important thing is to create the habit of gratitude. The more you give thanks, the less weight you carry. The less weight you carry, the less your neck hurts. Let's talk about that shoulder pain that everyone knows. You know when it feels like you're carrying the world on your back. It's not just an impression. Your shoulders carry much more than physical weight. They carry all the responsibilities you place on them. Just look at how many things you carry: bills to pay, family to care for, work to manage, a house to maintain, problems to solve. And there are also the pressures, the ones others put on you and the ones you put on yourself. It's too much weight for one person to carry. Your shoulders hurt because they are trying to bear what they were not made to bear. God did not create you to carry everything alone. When He said, "My yoke is easy and my burden is light," He was reminding you that there are things meant to be given to Him to carry. But we do the opposite, don't we? We want to solve everything, control everything, handle everything. We think that being strong means not asking for help. That being responsible means carrying everyone on our backs. And we keep accumulating until the body screams, "Enough." You know that pressure you feel in your shoulders? It's your body saying that it is overloaded. That tension that won't go away. It's a warning that you are carrying too much weight. The shoulders are honest. They show in pain what you don't want to admit in life. Some people can't sleep properly because of so much worry. Some people never relax because they think that if they stop, everything will collapse. Some people carry the entire family on their backs and still think they are not doing enough. It's too much pressure, too much weight, too many demands. Chosen one, I need to tell you something. You are not Atlas, that giant from mythology who carried the world on his back. You are human. You were made to share, to ask for help, to work as a team. There is nothing wrong with saying, "I can't take it anymore," or "I need help." Do you want to know what to do with all this weight? First, recognize that you don't have to carry everything alone. Then, start to let go. Look at each responsibility on your shoulders and ask, is this really mine to carry? Or am I taking on responsibilities that don't belong to me? Learn to share the weight. Talk to trusted people. Ask for help when you need it. Delegate what you can delegate. And most importantly, give to God what only He can resolve. There are things that are not yours to carry. They are His. Do an exercise now. Take a deep breath and imagine a heavy backpack on your back. Now mentally take that backpack off and place it on the ground. Do you feel the difference? That's how your shoulders want to feel. Free, light, without weight. God did not give you shoulders to carry the world. He gave you shoulders to hug, to work, to live. When you use your shoulders the way they were meant to be used, they don't hurt. The pain comes when you place on them weight they were not meant to carry. And remember, strength is not in carrying everything alone. Strength is in knowing your limits, in asking for help when you need it, in giving to God what is His. Do not carry on your back what was meant to be lifted in prayer. Chosen one, let's talk about a special place in your body, your chest. Have you noticed how it's there that you feel when you are happy? When you are sad? When you are scared? It's no wonder we say that the heart beats faster with emotion. It's where we keep everything we feel. You know that tightness in your chest you feel when you are worried? That heavy feeling when you are sad? That pressure when you are anxious? Those are your emotions talking to you. Your chest is like a chest. It holds everything you feel, even when you try to hide it. Many people live with chest pain and don't even know why. They undergo all the tests, and the doctor says everything is fine. Do you know why? Because there are trapped emotions there. There are swallowed tears, unspoken words, and stored feelings. The body speaks what the mouth does not say. We learn from an early age that men don't cry, that you have to be strong, that you can't show weakness. And we keep holding it in, holding it in, holding it in, until the chest can no longer bear so much trapped feeling and starts to hurt. Chosen one, you need to understand one thing. God made you to feel. Jesus himself cried, laughed, felt anger, felt sadness. If even Jesus expressed emotions, why do you think you need to hide yours? Feeling is not weakness. It's being human. How many times have you held back tears? How many times have you swallowed your sadness? How many times have you pretended everything was fine when it wasn't? All of this gets stored in your chest. It's like a pressure cooker. If you don't release it, it will eventually explode. Do you want to know how to start releasing those trapped emotions? First, stop judging what you feel. There's no wrong emotion. There are poorly managed emotions. If you are sad, allow yourself to be sad. If you are scared, admit the fear. If you need to cry, cry. Breathing is a powerful tool that God gave you. When you take a deep breath, you bring oxygen to your whole body. But it does more than that. It helps to release what is trapped. That's why after a good cry we feel lighter. We've released what was kept inside. Do an exercise now. Place your hand on your chest. Feel your heart beating. Breathe deeply and ask yourself, what am I holding here? What emotions do I need to release? Listen to your body. It knows what it needs. Some people use laughter to hide their pain. Some people use anger to mask their fear. Some people use work to avoid feeling sadness. But do you know what happens? The emotion doesn't disappear. It just changes places. And it usually ends up in the chest. The psalmist David knew this. That's why he wrote Psalms, to express what he felt. When he was happy, he sang with joy. When he was sad, he poured out his soul before God. He understood that expressing emotions is part of being who we are. Chosen one, you don't need to carry weight in your chest. You don't need to keep all your feelings to yourself. You can cry. Tears cleanse the soul. You can laugh. Joy is medicine for the heart. You can express what you feel. God made you for that. And do you know what else heals? Worship. When you worship, your chest fills with something greater than your pain. When you sing, you release what is trapped. When you praise, you transform weight into gratitude. Use your voice. It has healing power. Start today. When you feel that tightness in your chest, stop, breathe, pray. Cry if you need to. Laugh if you can. But don't hold it in anymore. Your chest was made to feel love, not to hold pain. It was made to expand with joy, not to contract with fear. You know that part of the body that keeps you standing, but often feels like it's going to break from so much weight. Your spine doesn't just carry your body. It carries your worries, your fears, your insecurities. You know that back pain that never goes away? That feeling of heaviness in your lower back? That tension that goes up and down your spine? Those are signs. Your spine is telling you that it's carrying more than it should. It's like a pillar that is holding too much weight. The upper part of your spine, near the neck, carries everything that others expect from you. The demands of work, the expectations of family, the pressure of society. When this part hurts, it's a sign that you are trying to be who others want, not who you are. The middle part carries your own demands. That voice inside you that says, you need to be better, do more, achieve more. When this area hurts, It's usually because you are being too hard on yourself, demanding too much. And the lower part, the lumbar region? That's where your fear of the future is stored. Your insecurities about money, about relationships, about direction in life. When the lower back hurts, it's usually because you are worrying too much about what might happen. Many people spend fortunes on treatments for their spine. They do physical therapy, take medication, use braces. But do you know what will really relieve that pain? Letting go of the weight that isn't yours to carry. Learning to say no. Stopping trying to please everyone. Chosen one, your spine was made to keep you upright, not bent. It was made to support you, not to bring you down. When you use your spine the way God intended, it works perfectly. The problem is when you put weight on it that shouldn't be there. Do you want to know how to start relieving your spine? First, identify what is weighing you down. Are they the expectations of others? Your own demands? Fear of the future? Make a mental list. Then start letting go one thing at a time. Do a simple exercise. Stand up, take a deep breath, and imagine you are taking a heavy backpack off your back. Visualize each worry, each fear, each demand leaving your body and falling to the ground. Feel your spine stretching, becoming lighter. The Bible says that the yoke of Jesus is easy. Do you know what that means? That you don't have to carry weight that isn't yours. You don't have to try to be a superhero. You don't have to handle everything on your own. You can share the weight with God. Some people carry problems on their backs that aren't even theirs. They carry worries about an adult child who should already be taking care of themselves. They carry responsibility for choices that other people made. They carry guilt for things they couldn't control. Chosen one, you need to understand. Not everything is your responsibility. Not everything needs your control. Not everything depends on you. When you accept this, your spine will thank you. The weight decreases, the tension eases, the pain goes away. Start practicing no. You don't have to meet all expectations. You don't have to solve all problems. You don't have to carry all worries. You can say no, with love, but firmly. Your spine will appreciate it. And remember, your strength isn't in how much weight you can carry. It's in knowing your limits, in asking for help when you need it, in trusting that God takes care of what you can't control. Use your spine to stand tall and strong, not bent and overloaded. Today, start letting go. Every time you feel that back pain, stop, breathe, stretch. Give to God what is too heavy for you. Your spine was made to keep you standing with dignity, not bent under weight. Regarding painful feet, heavy legs, endless fatigue. Your body speaks, but are you listening? Every step you take tells a story. Every path you choose leaves marks. And when your feet and legs protest, they are sending a clear message. Something needs to change. Think with me. Your feet touch the ground every day. They bear the entire weight of your life. Not just the weight of your body, the weight of decisions, the weight of choices, the weight of fears. When they hurt for no apparent reason, it's usually because you are resisting moving forward. The legs are different. They are your driving force, your push forward. But how many times do they feel heavy, drained of energy, as if they have invisible chains? Those are your fears holding you back. Those are your insecurities pulling you back. Those are your doubts freezing you. Some people can barely get out of bed. Some people feel their legs heavy all day long. Some people live with swollen feet for no explanation. Do you know why? Because they are carrying weight that isn't physical. It's emotional. It's spiritual. Fear paralyzes. Insecurity binds. Doubt traps. And all of this manifests in your feet and legs. They are the first to feel when you want to run away from something. They protest when you resist necessary changes. Chosen one, Your feet were made to take you places. Your legs were made to move you forward. But if you let fear take charge, they lose their natural strength. If you allow insecurity to dominate, they become too heavy. Do you want to know how to start changing this? First, acknowledge your fears. What are you running from? What change are you avoiding? What step are you afraid to take? Be honest. Your feet and legs already know the truth. Start moving with purpose. Every conscious step is a victory over fear. Every intentional movement is a step against paralysis. It doesn't have to be a giant leap. Small steps also take you far. The Bible is full of stories of people who needed to take steps of faith. Abraham left without knowing where he was going. Moses crossed the sea. Peter walked on water. They all had fears, but they took the step anyway. Do an exercise now. Take off your shoes. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Take a few slow steps, paying attention to each movement. As you walk, repeat. Each step strengthens me. Each movement brings me closer to my purpose.